Hello everyone, welcome to today's class, and today's title is Future's Fiasco. Let's move on to language focus. 1번. In early 2023, and as usual, they contacted him to offer a futures contract on his flax crop. Okay, so we're focusing on the expression as usual. So we use this to express the action or situation being described happens regularly in a similar way. So it's the same as usual is just very similar to just saying the word usually 보통, right? I think you can even interchange it in most cases. So example, this year, as usual, most of the people who joined the wrestling team quit in the first month. So it happens usually, right? So this year, as usual, most people of the who joined the wrestling team quit in their first year. You could reword that and say, usually, most people who joined the wrestling team quit in the first month, right? So it's basically the same sentence. So, yes, 올해도 여는 때와 마찬가지로 레슬링 팀에 합류했던 대부분의 사람들이 첫 달에 그만두었다. Maybe because wrestling is too difficult. You could even actually not say that part as well. You could just simply say most people who joined the wrestling team quit in the first month. But in this situation, they're specifically talking about 올해, this year. As usual, Myung-soo's relatives asked him too many personal questions at holiday gatherings. Yes, many Koreans would understand if you go to 추석 or 설날 or 친척 만난다면 그리고 솔로 있다면 they ask you many questions. 아니면 결혼했다면 언제 얘기 나갈 거예요? 이런 얘기 많이 하죠. So 연대처럼 명절 모임에서 명수의 친척들은 그에게 개인적인 질문을 너무 많이 했다. So it usually happens every year. So if you've had a baby, 언제 또 나갈 거예요? Like you can't escape personal questions in Korea. So as usual. Alright. Let's move on to 2번 now. SWT took this as confirmation. Take something as is what we're going to look at next. Now we use this to describe how something is interpreted or understood. Quite interesting. So basically, when we hear something, this is what we think. This is what we interpreted it as. This is how we understood it. So people in some countries may take it as an insult if you touch them with your left hand. So 일부 국가의 사람들은 왼손으로 만지면 모욕으로 받아들일지도 모른다. 예를 들어서 한국에서도 when you give soju or anything to somebody, you should give it with your right hand, correct? This is a long time ago, not so much these days. But as well as like when we're drinking alcohol, if there is a 나이 많은 사람 옆에 앉으면, you have to turn away and drink. That's a cultural difference, and if you don't, it could be taken as an insult or taken as something that the person is doing is rude. So yes, take it as, interpret it as. Or if somebody says you look like an actor, you can probably take that as a compliment. 만약에 누군가가 당신이 배우 같다고 말한다면 당신은 아무도 그것을 칭찬으로 둘일 수 있을 것이다. So usually actors and actresses are very attractive, depending. If someone said that you look like Park Myung-soo, then, you know, nice guy, but nobody wants to look like him, right? So you can take it as a compliment if someone says, "Oh, 뭐 김태리 닮았다," or 뭐 유아인 닮았다. That's a compliment. You can take that as a compliment. You can interpret it as a compliment. All right, now let's look at the language focus quiz. 1번. Last weekend, as usual, remember, happens regularly in a similar way, usually. Last weekend, 지난번에, was boring. So last weekend, 지난 주말에, 언제나처럼 지루했다. 너무 심심했어요. 너무 재미없었어요. 그런 느낌이야. Today, as usual, is busy. 오늘도 여는 때와 마찬가지로 바쁘다. So every day is busy for some people. 3번. In my country, people take it as an insult. People take something as an insult, where are we? Here we are. Interpreted in some way or understood in another way. So in my country, people may take it as an insult if you, I don't know, hug them. 우리나라에서는 사람들이 안 주면 모욕으로 발을 두른지도 몰라요. Sometimes, not all the time. 4번. If somebody says, you should take that as a positive thing. If somebody says, you have potential, you should take that as a positive thing. 만약에 누군가가 당신은 참 체력이 있습니다 라고 말한다면 당신은 그것을 긍정적인 것으로 받아들여야 합니다. So even though it's not the best compliment, if someone says to you, you have potential, you should take that as a compliment. Alright, now let's look at the further discussion. 1번. Based on the explanation in the article, do you think the farmer intended to confirm the futures contract, or was he unfairly forced to accept a contract that he didn't really agree to? 기사의 설명에 따르면 당신은 농부가 의도했다고 생각합니까? 미래의 계약을 확인한 것일까요? So 미래 계약 futures 아니면 실제로 동의하지 않은 계약을 받아들이도록 부당하게 강요받았을까요? Yeah, so the way the message was confirmed was that there was a thumbs up emoticon. Whenever someone sends me a message in regards to work, I usually use the thumbs up if I have no time, or I'll simply answer back quickly. But let's say I have no time, I will use the thumbs up and confirm it later. But my work isn't as serious as investing millions of dollars into something. So I think that this should be approached differently, which is 2번 question. In your opinion, is an emoji enough to establish a legal contract? Why or why not? 당신의 생각에 이모지는 법적인 계약을 맺기에 충분한가요? Why or why not? No. Regardless of how close you are, I do think that if there is especially investment involved of billions of dollars or hundreds of dollars or whatever, an emoji is not enough to confirm. Regardless of how many times you've done business with them, you should always make sure that a contract is signed, because you never know when situations like this could happen. So I definitely think emojis or emoticons are not confirmation of something such as a situation like this, because there's a lot of money to be lost by either the farmer or the company. So it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Anyway, that wraps it up for today's class, and I'll see you on the next class.
Crop.
Crop.
Predictable.
Predictable.
Bushel.
Bushel.
Make a killing.
Make a killing.
Have a deal.
Have a deal.
One's word is one's bond.
One's word is one's bond.